Welcome to Sheikh Hamdan's Fans official channel, your premier destination for the latest updates on the captivating Crown Prince of Dubai and the intriguing royal family dynamics. We're also honored to share heartfelt poems penned by Sheikh Hamdan himself, offering a glimpse into his soul. Today, we'll embark on a poignant journey as we delve into the raw emotions of a shattered heart. Let me share with you a deeply personal and evocative poem, one that resonates with the universal human experience of love, loss, and longing. The words, a reflection of Sheikh Hamdan's own emotional odyssey, will transport you to a realm of vulnerability and introspection. As I navigate the desolate landscape of a lost love, the weight of emptiness threatens to consume me. The memories of our laughter, our tears, and our whispered promises linger, a bittersweet reminder of what could never be again. The silence is deafening, a haunting echo that reverberates through every waking moment. My mind, a maze of fragmented thoughts, struggles to reconcile the past with the present. In the stillness of the night, I find myself questioning the very fabric of my existence. Will I ever find that elusive connection again? Or am I doomed to repeat the cycle of love and loss, forever trapped in this abyss of longing? The uncertainty hangs over me like a specter, a constant reminder that sometimes, love isn't enough. As I wander through the empty rooms of my heart, I'm met with the faint whispers of memories past. The memories of her smile, her laughter, and her tears. The memories of our dreams, our aspirations, and our fears. The memories that refuse to be silenced, even as the world outside moves on. And so, I'll hold on to these memories, these fleeting moments of beauty and joy. For in the end, it's not the love we lose that defines us, but the love we find, no matter how brief, no matter how fleeting. Join us as we continue to explore the intricacies of Sheikh Hamdan's life, a journey marked by passion, heartbreak, and resilience. Subscribe to our channel for the latest updates, and get ready to embark on a poignant adventure that will touch your heart and soul. In the haunting silence of my solitude, her song echoed through my mind like a bittersweet serenade. Another breakup, another shattered dream, another endless night spent wrestling with the urge to reach out, to reconnect, to relive the memories. But I knew I had to resist, for I'd been down this road before, the road of heartbreak, of longing, of loss. The weight of my emotions threatened to suffocate me, as I leaned back into the couch, my chest heavy with the burden of memories. Memories of her gentle touch, of her bright smile, of her infectious laughter. Memories of the way she'd trace circles on my palm, of the way she'd steal the blankets in her sleep, of the way she'd gaze at me with eyes that spoke 1,000 words. As I squeezed my eyes shut, the pain of our parting felt like an open wound, refusing to heal. The silence was deafening, a haunting reminder of her absence. No more spontaneous singing from the kitchen, no more late-night conversations about life's trivialities, no more warmth beside me in bed. Just emptiness, a hollow echo that seemed to reverberate through every cell of my being. I couldn't resist the urge to revisit our last conversation, the words on my phone screen hitting me like a punch to the gut. I just don't think we're right for each other anymore. The familiar phrase, a euphemism for the brutal truth, cut deep. I should have fought harder, should have said something more, should have been more. But I didn't, for deep down, I knew I'd already lost her, long before she uttered those fateful words. A sharp breath escaped my lips as I set the phone down, pressing my palms against my face. I was exhausted, drained by the cycle of hope and heartbreak, of giving my all, of thinking this time would be different. My eyes burned, but I refused to surrender to tears, for I knew that crying wouldn't bring her back. The realization was a cruel one, a harsh reminder that some wounds might never fully heal. As I gazed at the whiskey bottle, its contents barely touched, I knew that even the numbing effects of alcohol wouldn't dull the ache within. Nothing would. The realization was a harsh one, she was gone, and I was left to navigate the desolate landscape of my own heart. The hours ticked by with glacial slowness as I struggled to find solace in distractions. Music, TV, and mindless scrolling through my phone all served as reminders of her absence. Every melody felt like a eulogy for our lost love, every TV show a bittersweet reminder of our shared laughter. The silence was oppressive, punctuated only by the distant hum of car horns and the faint, mocking sound of laughter from a nearby bar. I stood up, my movements abrupt, as if trying to shake off the weight of my emotions. The cool night air enveloped me like a shroud as I stepped outside, rubbing my temples in a futile attempt to massage away the pain. I wandered aimlessly, hands shoved deep into my pockets, as my mind replayed the highlight reel of our relationship. The good times, the fights, the slow, agonizing unraveling of something I'd thought was unbreakable. Had I been blind to the signs? Had I ignored the writing on the wall? The questions swirled, a maddening vortex of self-doubt and recrimination. And yet, as I sat down on a bench near the park, something shifted within me. The city lights twinkled like diamonds against the velvet blackness of the night sky, and I felt a sense of clarity wash over me. Maybe this wasn't just about her, maybe it was about me. Maybe I'd been clinging to people who were never meant to stay. Maybe I'd been terrified of being alone for too long. The thought was both exhilarating and terrifying. As I sat there, the night air crisped against my skin, I knew that I had a choice to make. I could rush to fill the void, to distract myself from the pain, or I could sit with it, let it hurt, and let it heal. The weight of my realization settled in, like the gentle descent of nightfall. I felt the sting of tears, but I didn't brush them away. Instead, I let them fall, like autumn rain, washing away the residue of heartache. In that moment, I understood that healing wasn't about erasing the pain, but about embracing it, about letting it reshape me into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. As I sat there, bathed in the soft glow of the city lights, I felt a sense of liberation wash over me. I was free to grieve, to heal, and to rediscover myself. The void within me still lingered, but it no longer felt like an abyss. Instead, it felt like a canvas, waiting for the brushstrokes of new experiences, new connections, and new love. The night air whispered secrets in my ear, and I listened, my heart open, my soul receptive, and my spirit renewed. I'd traversed this desolate landscape before, a different heartbreak, a different girl, yet the same debilitating sense of isolation. But this time, something was distinct. I wasn't scrambling to find a band-aid solution, nor was I impulsively reaching for my phone to send a regrettable message. I wasn't seeking solace in the numbing effects of alcohol or the fleeting comfort of a rebound. Instead, I was sitting in the midst of my pain, confronting it head-on, and allowing myself to feel the weight of my emotions. The experience was agonizing, a searing reminder of the fragility of love and the impermanence of human connections. My mind persisted in circling back to her, wondering if she was thinking of me, if she missed me, or if she'd already begun to move on. The uncertainty was a gnawing ache, a relentless reminder that I had no control over her actions or emotions. All I could do was focus on myself, on my own healing, and on the arduous journey of self-discovery that lay ahead. As I leaned back on the bench, gazing up at the sky, a profound realization began to take hold. Maybe this breakup wasn't merely an ending. Maybe it was a new beginning, a wake-up call urging me to re-examine my life and my relationships. Perhaps I'd been searching for someone to fill the void within me, rather than learning to be whole on my own. The thought was both terrifying and liberating, a tantalizing glimpse into a future where I might finally be at peace with myself. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm, golden glow over the coffee shop patio. The air vibrated with the gentle hum of conversation and the distant thrum of passing cars. As I stirred my drink, my gaze drifted to my phone, but for the first time in a long while, the absence of messages or calls didn't bother me. A year ago, I'd have been restless, feeling an overwhelming need for companionship. But now, I was at peace, my sense of self-worth no longer defined by whether someone stayed or left. The breakup that had once felt like an insurmountable tragedy had, in fact, been a transformative experience. I'd stopped chasing relationships out of fear of being alone, and I'd begun to understand that my worth wasn't contingent upon someone else's love or acceptance. As I took a sip of my drink, my phone buzzed with a message from an old friend. I smiled, not because I needed the company, but because I chose it. I typed out a response, leaned back in my chair, and watched as the sky deepened into a kaleidoscope of oranges and pinks. Life was good, and for the first time in a long while, I wasn't afraid of being alone, because I wasn't lonely anymore. As I basked in the warm glow of the fading light, I realized that this newfound sense of peace was a gift of self-awareness, of growth, and of liberation. I'd learned to cherish my own company, to find solace in the silence, and to nurture a sense of self-worth that wasn't dependent on external validation. The journey had been arduous, but the reward was immeasurable. I'd discovered that being alone wasn't a synonym for loneliness. It was a state of being that allowed me to reconnect with myself, to rediscover my passions, and to rekindle a sense of purpose. And as I smiled to myself, feeling the gentle breeze rustle my hair, I knew that I was ready for whatever came next, not because I was searching for someone to share it with, but because I was finally at peace with myself. I want to extend my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you for joining me on this emotional journey. Your presence, engagement, and support mean the world to me. I hope that by sharing my story, I've been able to offer a glimpse of hope, healing, and self-discovery. Thank you for being part of this community, for listening with empathy, and for being a source of inspiration. I'm honored to have shared this experience with you, and I look forward to continuing our journey together.